Also from my side, a warm welcome. My name is Uwe Riesle. I'm leading the product management at Glaston Germany for the isolating glass business. It's my pleasure to present you here in this session our new multiariser, which we have then afterwards the machine process in reality. Before we go deeper in the arising machine, we like to raise the question: why we need a new multi-ariser? The answer is very clear: because the technical requirements are growing. The proportion of safety glass in the architectural glass sector has grown permanently. A basic requirement to produce safety glass with heat treatment is the arising of the edge side of the glass. In addition, the safety requirements are growing. Due to stricter safety regulations and higher market requirements, simple edge arising is no longer sufficient. In addition, these glasses nowadays still have to be planned at the basic side and the corner has to be dubbed. Which kind of arising tool is used for the new multi-arising technology? The Cupwheel technology, you see it on the picture here on the left side, used by former Bystronic glass for many years for glass edge arising, has proven itself very well. Based on this technology, Glaston Germany has developed an innovative process for additional arising functions. How is the arising of the glass edge defined? Arised glass edges are defined in standard DIN 1249-11. The abbreviation is KGS. Arising is the basic treatment to diffuse the sharp edges of the glass, but it's not grinding to defined measure. You see in the next slide our new multi-arising machine. There is an entrance door on the left side, there is an entrance door on the front side, and even on the right side. You can even come from the back side for maintenance preventions. For this machine, the main requested features are defined in the product specification. Arising of the edge, successfully proven with our former first aris. Arising of the flat edge as a new feature. Arising of laminated glass as a new feature. Corner tapping and shape processing with 250 mm radius as a new feature. The cycle time which we can achieve is 14.5 seconds with the glass dimension 1 by 1 meter with 4 mm glass thickness. Now some information about our Cupwheel technology. The next slide shows the two arising technology on the left side. Essentially, these two arising technologies on the market are used by the competition. Circumferential arising with profiled wheels and arising with belts. With our Cupwheel technology, the end phases will be used for arising function. This concept has many advantages following on the next pages. Homogeneous and uniform arising quality even at the beginning and the end at the corner. Best arising quality by using the Cupwheels, which we can see it in the picture on the right side. Compared to profiled wheels, the contact surface to the glass with Cupwheels is much higher. Material removal is distributed over several diamonds and thus becomes more even, more uniform, more regular. The next advantage of this technology is the durability and the long lifetime of the tools. 5 to 10 times higher lifetime for glass edge arising than all other arising systems. This you can see on the small diagram on the right side. With profile wheels you can achieve 30,000 meter. With belts you can achieve 40,000 meter. But with our Cupwheel technology you can achieve 200,000 meter arised glass edges. This means then higher productivity due higher uptime, less service interventions due less shutdown time, means less and possibly cost reduction within 4 years, approximately 70,000 due to longer lifespan, higher durability of the tools. From where does the higher lifetime come from? We use the cup wheels over the complete area, especially for erasing the glass edge. This enables irregular wear and increases the operating time. These used areas are illustrated on the pictures of the slide, where the red spot is showing the erasing area. In case of edge erasing, flat edge erasing and corner dubbing. Another advantage is that we can use the same cup wheel for different functions. Different glass thickness from 2 to 25 millimeter. Different functions, edge, flat side, corner dubbing are realized with the same cup wheels. No loss of production time in mixed operation. Only one wear part and best price performance ratio because of a simple geometry. Now we'd like to introduce you to our machine process, which you can see afterwards in the live presentation. First, there are two spindles. First, we are showing the erasing of the edge. There are two spindles in 45 agreement, as you can see it on the right side. The linear motor is controlling the erasing process by a position and torque control during the process in order to realize the best quality. The right spindle has an automatic adjustment according to the measured glass thickness. You can see this outstanding quality on the photo on the right side. When erasing of flat edge is selected, the spindle moves automatically in horizontal position. Both cup wheels will work by using the end faces. This also ensures very good quality as shown in the picture here. By selecting the flat edge erasing function, the dubbing corner will be also done with spindle number 2. The corner dubbing process prevents the chipping of the corner. Also, in this case, the quality results in very good quality even at thicker glass plates. What is erasing speed? The Cupwheel technology allows erasing speed of 60 meters per minute, also in case of flat edge erasing. The results in a reasonable short cycle time, even with one erasing head only. In addition, it has to be mentioned that a tool change is not necessary for the different functions, which results in less downtime of the machine. Conclusion. The development project was started in 2020. Prototype manufactured and successfully tested in-house. Field test has successfully started in 2021 in France. Product launch is now officially. We have to be mentioned that we are sold out for 2021. Nevertheless, please note that we are getting your inquiries with pleasure for machine deliveries in Q2 2022. Last but not least, some information about our result from the field test. This you can see it on the diagram. From week 3 to week 20, 50,000 glasses were erased. The total amount of the erased glass meters is now 167,000 meters. It was the right decision to test the machine in a field test. Nothing is better than use the machine in a production environment. Now we arrive to the end of my presentation. I will now hand over to Gennady Shatrin. He will guide you through the machine process live here on stage. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Uwe, and welcome from my side. My name is Gennady Shatrin, and I'm the Director for Development and Innovation here at Glaston, Germany. Today it's a pleasure for me to present you our new multi-eraser machine for erasing of architectural glass. With this developed technology, which we will show and demonstrate to you, live in this session, we will set a new benchmark in our industry. A new benchmark in terms of functionality, process speed, and economy. In the previous presentation, we have seen that the Cupwheel technology has many, many advantages compared to other common solutions on the market. And now we will have a more detailed look on this technology and how it is realized in our machine process. And here is our new multi-ariser machine. It has been designed to the highest specifications. In our development, we have taken all the advantages of the Cupwheel technology and our experiences from the past from our first Aris machine, and we have combined them into a new machine architecture with very interesting future-oriented features. The modern machine housing protects the operator from noise because there is a sound protection integrated. It protects the operator from glass dust particles in the air, which can be very harmful to health. And finally, it protects the operator from moving parts of the machine, of course. For maintenance purposes, there are 3 wide doors, one on the left side, a second one on the right, and a last one at the back of the machine. That means you can gain access to the arising head, let's say the heart of the machine, from every side. And I think this is a very important point for every maintenance and service team member. They know how important it is. So everything is prepared, and now we would like to start with our demonstration. In the first run, we would like to show you the machine operating at the speed of 60 meters per minute. So we have prepared some glass panels, 1 by 1 meter. And before we start, let's have a short look at the sharp glass edge. Operating and handling of glass which is not arised is always a risk for every worker in every company. Cuts can happen very quickly, and sometimes even if you have some gloves. So it makes absolutely sense to increase the safety of glass handling with arising. This here, a sharp glass edge, is the situation before our process, and we will see later what it looks like after the process. And now we will take a third glass panel on the machine and start with the arising process. Usually the first step is to measure the thickness of glass and to control the coating. And these are standard functions which will be integrated in every multi-ariser machine. And now, let's start. We can now see the arising process for the first glass panel and observe how fast the glass and the head are moving. That's all. The first glass panel is complete. The next one is coming. Again, it starts. Second edge, third edge, and last one. That's all. And then we have a third glass panel. First edge, second one, third one, and last one. There are many machines on the market which operate at 15, 20, or maybe 30 meters per minute, but clearly these do not compare to the speed demonstrated here. I think we can all agree that it is very impressive to see the machine in action. And by the way, with the speed of 60 meters per minute, the multi-ariser is the fastest single-head machine worldwide. I know no other machine for arising of architectural glass which is comparable to it. And now let's have a look at the result. We see that the quality is very homogeneous and even at both sides, at the front and also at the back. Looking at the corners, we see a high quality at each corner. At the top, and it's the same at the bottom. It's very clear and even, and the most important thing, the glass edges are not sharp anymore. So now I can move my finger along the glass edge without cutting myself. And that's great, that's the arising quality. The name multiariser stands for multiple functions. And in the next run, we would like to demonstrate you the new features, corner dubbing and arising of the flat side. Again, we have prepared a glass panel. And now let's have a look on the machine and how it works. Usually we start with corner dubbing and then arise the flat side. Corner dubbing, flat side, again corner dubbing, flat side. And now let's have a look at the result together. We dry the glass with a cloth just to make the arising quality more visible. And now we see also the flat side is very homogeneous and even, and it looks a little bit frosted, which is typical for the arising quality. Also the dubbed corners, very nice. So now we have seen in the first run the conventional glass edge arising. In the second run, the new features. And in the next run, we would like to show you the complete process. That means with corner dubbing, with arising the flat side, and conventional glass edge arising. And let's start. Again, we start with corner dubbing, arising the flat side, flat side, corner dubbing. And then in the next run, we arise the glass edge. Very impressive. Let's have a look at the final result together. So now we have a fully processed glass panel with high quality edges. And we see it is again very homogeneous and even at all sides. And with the dubbed corners, the quality or the safety of glass handling is now increased to a maximum. And that's really great. To give you some more ideas what is also possible with this new machine, we would like to show you some prepared samples. So for the sales release, we start with a minimum glass thickness of 3 millimeters. But we are working on glass panels from as little as 2 millimeters, which is very challenging because these paints are extremely sensitive. And we have tested them several times in-house. And for us in the development, it was clear that we need some other parameters to process thin glass. And we prepare now the machine in this way that the right settings will be set automatically, that the operator has nothing to change. And we see that the final product looks really great. On the other side of the range, it is possible to process glass with a thickness of up to 25 millimeters. And usually thicker glass panels are very uneven. Here we have a big advantage with our technology. Because of the fact that we use two separate tools, one for the front and a second one for the back, we have the opportunity to follow every glass edge individually. That means at the end you will have a very even aris glass as well as an equal wear on your Cupwheel. And that's really great. If you compare this technology, for example, with a profiled wheel, the situation is a little bit different because if you use a profiled wheel, you will have on one side a very strong aris glass, and maybe on the other side it is not arised enough. And also the wear on the tool is different. So this here is a big advantage of our technology. It is possible to process milk glass or frosted glass like this here, and also glass with a special structured surface on one side, like this pane here, is also possible. And finally, laminated glass is also possible as long as the foil does not stick out too far. If it does, then you have to cut it at first, and then it works also very well. And here we have our cup wheels. The geometry of them is very simple. They are just flat and not comparable to other tools with a special contour. And the great thing is that we realize all presented features always with the same tools, which means that you don't need a tool changer and you don't have to keep different kind of tools in stock, as there is used only one type every time. The cup wheel is especially adapted and developed for this application, which means that the size and the amount of diamonds, the material for the bonding, and many further details are perfectly coordinated. In the previous presentation, we have seen that up to 200,000 meters of glass can be processed with the same tools, which far exceeds to any other technology. And by the way, this is the reason why the complete solution, the use of cup wheels in combination with our multi-ariser machine, is extremely economical. So now you have seen what kind of opportunities you will have with this technology in your production. And I think there are many good reasons for this technology. But to be honest, for me, it is much more impressive to see the machine operating at shaped panels. And this is what we would like to demonstrate you in the next 2 runs. Again, we have prepared some glass panels. Firstly, here we have a shape consisting of different angles. Some of them are 90 degrees and others are larger than 90 degrees. And now we will erase this glass pane and let's have a look together how it works. The glass is coming. The movements are very impressive. And then we have a second glass. And now let's have a look at the result again. We dry it with a cloth again. So, and now we see that the quality again is very homogeneous and even. And yeah, it is very similar like we have seen it before on rectangular panes. For the machine, it's nearly the same. The new multi-ariser machine is not just limited to straight edge like it was before with our first Aris machine. Now a curved edge with a radius is also possible. And this is what we would like to demonstrate you in our last run. We have prepared a glass panel with a radius of 450 millimeters. And this pane we will process completely with corner dubbing, with arising the flat side and conventional glass edge arising. Let's start. We start again with corner dubbing, then aris the flat side, corner dubbing, flat side. And then in the second run, we aris the glass edges. Very nice. And then we have a second glass pane, and we will show you the process again with corner dubbing, the flat side, and in a second run, now we erase the glass edges. Finally, let's check the quality together. And we see now also for the radius, the quality is very high. It is very homogeneous and even, and a really nice result. I would like to give you some further information regarding our machine. Let's have a look inside the housing. The main parts on the erasing head are made out of stainless steel or aluminium, which means they are durable and corrosion resistant. This working light here is integrated as a standard feature. It is not just for show. And it makes sense to have the light on every time the machine is used in order to control some adjustments or to control the process, or just for maintenance. On the head we have an integrated suction system to take the glass particles away directly where they are produced. It is not possible to take all of them away, but reducing them as much as possible is extremely helpful for every other mechanical part. That's clear. I would like to show you a further great feature of this machine, our post-cleaning zone. Every piece of glass which leaves the machine will be sprayed down with water from both sides, from the front and also from the back, to remove as many glass particles from the pane as possible. Our goal is to minimize the spread and contamination of particles to the next machines. And in our development, we have seen that the difference is visible. And not only visible, it is also feelable. If you compare two glass panes, one which was cleaned with this post-cleaning procedure and one which was not, you will see that there is a very positive effect, because if you touch the glass and move your hand over the surface, you will feel that on one hand you have much more glass particles than on the other hand. I would like to show you our user interface. There is a modern touch screen and the operation is very easy and intuitive. For example, in manual mode, it is very easy to select individual components and move them. Let's try it together. So now I select here the erasing head, and with plus and minus, it's easy to rotate it clockwise or counterclockwise. The machine is able to work in two different basic ways. The first way is to use production data, which means that all glass parameters like size, thickness, and so on, they are set in a data, and the machine compares this data to the actual glass pane which is on the machine. If the operator takes a false one, which does not correspond to the settings in the file, there will be a message on the user interface and the machine will not process it. And it makes sense, because then maybe you block the complete IG line with a false glass. The other opportunity, if you don't want to work with data, is to use the mode any rectangle. With this mode, you have the possibility to put every processable rectangle on the machine, and the machine will determine and process the size itself. And then the operator has nothing to do, just to put the glass on the machine. But this feature is limited to rectangles. Sometimes it is not needed to process and to erase every glass pane. And then you have the possibility just to run the glass through the machine, or otherwise to run the glass through the machine and erase the bottom side of the glass. And this feature is very beneficial in reducing roller wear on the IG line. Imagine if your IG line is maybe 50 or 60 meters long, you have many of these transport rollers. And after a while, you will see that there is a difference if you run a sharp glass edge over them or a glass edge which is erased. Because then you have the the wear is much more reduced at the end. At the beginning, I said our goal was to set a new benchmark in the industry with this development. And now we have seen that we have developed great features and a machine which certainly meets the requirements of the future. To summarize it, I think the core benefits which we have integrated in this new product are multifunctions. Think about corner dubbing, erasing the flat side, and radius erasing. Then economy. Think of the lifespan of the tool. 200,000 meters can be processed with the same tool. And finally, process speed. 60 meters per minute. Fastest single head machine worldwide. And with these properties, I'm sure you're prepared for the future. So, thank you very much for your attention. I hope you have enjoyed the demonstration. Please use the chat function for any questions or contact our sales team for further information. Thank you very much from my side. See you later in the next session. And now I hand over back to Uwe. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Gennady, for this impressive live demonstration on the machine, how this machine works.